Now, there is flooding all over the Bay Area tonight. You've heard about this all day, and one very busy Tampa road partially shut down at this hour. Bay News 9's Lori Davison live at 8:04 along Bayshore Boulevard, which looks awful right now. Be safe out there, Lori.
It really is a mess, Veronica. You know, you were talking about the bridges being closed because of the wind, and I can tell you I am standing out in the wind, and it is terrible. Take a look at the scene here along Bayshore. That is Bayshore Boulevard. It literally looks like a river, and then you can see the white caps coming over the wall, just making the situation on the street even worse. And of course, the wind, really, just look at that. I mean, it is just causing them to just shoot up into the air. Absolutely a mess, completely deserted out here right now. Now, Kim, let's give folks an idea of exactly how deep the water is. Moving over here in this direction, you can see that fire hydrant there. It is actually almost completely submerged in water. And then the palm trees, you can see the water coming, you know, up substantially to them. And then let's move over to this house right here, this orange house. You can see the water is lapping at the stairs there at the front of that house, beginning to move up closer to people's houses, the waterfront houses. As one man said to me a little bit earlier tonight, he says, right now, waterfront living is not what you want. Of course, obviously, most people usually do want that, but he says in cases like this, it's really a nightmare out here for folks. Now, we did see a lot of people out here looking at all this earlier, but as you can see, most of them have left now because, as I said, the conditions are deteriorating. We've got very high winds. We've had some rain, and the situation out here not getting better anytime soon. Veronica?
Yeah, it's typical when these things happen. I'm seeing someone behind you there far away walking in that deep water. Never a good idea.
No, it's really not, because, you know, it sneaks up on you how deep it is. You know, they were telling me, I had a guy that was 6'1" that went out into it, and he told me that it was waist deep for him. So that really gives you an idea at the deepest part of this exactly how deep it is, and that's really not something you want to mess with. All
right, Lori Davison live there in Hyde Park in Tampa. Thank you so much. Again, that crazy flooding. We're going to keep you posted on conditions there in that area of Hyde Park. Bay News 9's Lori Davison live for us at 10 from Lando Lakes. Lori, a couple of pranksters here who did some serious damage.
Yeah, they really did, Veronica. 2 houses in this neighborhood were hit on the 4th of July. This one has the worst damage. Take a look at this right back here. You can see the front door. There on the ground is where they actually put the fireworks, and then you can see how the flames shot up the door all the way up there to the top awning. Look how badly that is damaged. This entire front porch is going to need repairs. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office says 2 people set off fireworks at these houses on purpose, and it was all caught on tape. Take a good look at this surveillance video. It shows someone going up to Ernie Van Glon's door on the 4th of July. The suspect tries to light fireworks on the front porch, rings the doorbell, and runs away. Van Glon says he was lucky the fireworks were duds.
And them ringing the doorbell, it's pretty clear that they wanted to cause an injury, because this type of mortar would blow up in your face. And I mean, if they blew out the glass, I mean, the possibilities are endless that, you know, it could have caused serious injury or even death.
He says there's just a singe mark on the stoop, but down the street, deputies suspect the culprits hit again. This time, the damage was far worse. William Bagley is house sitting for a friend and heard a loud boom.
I walked to the front door, you know, opened the door, and it was just a wall of flames. I mean, it's like something you would have seen out of a movie.
Both men believe the goal was to do more than just damage a house.
And then when you see the video and you see the way they're aiming it at the door, right? So when somebody opens the door, they take a face full of fireworks. That's wrong. I mean, that's...
Now they're hoping this video puts some heat on the suspects.
It's just 2 idiot kids that, when they get caught, they're going to pay the penalty, because we're going to prosecute them, you know, to the fullest extent of the law.
Now, the damage to this house, about $5,000, but fortunately nobody was injured. Reporting live in Pasco County, Lori Davison, Bay News 9.
Bay News 9's Lori Davison live right now at 9 at the scene of that crash with the details on the chase and injuries. What's the latest, Lori?
It is absolutely a mess out here, Veronica. I just want you to see what this scene looks like. Take a look at this. You can see the bus right there smashed into the front of this apartment complex. They are actually getting ready to remove it right now, but it has literally been there for several hours. Now, authorities say that it all started when Gulfport police spotted a stolen car and started a pursuit. The car ran a stop sign in this neighborhood and then T-boned the PSTA bus, sending it crashing into an apartment at Jordan Park.
The bus had just let some passengers off, and we heard the squealing and the sirens coming along. Gulfport police car was right behind him, and that's when you heard the impact.
Police say that the driver of the car, 21-year-old Derek Menz, along with a passenger, were taken to the hospital as trauma alerts. They say that Men's 2-year-old son was also in the car. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. Now, PSTA is telling us that 6 people on the bus, including the driver, also went to the hospital as a precautionary measure, just to be checked out. Fortunately, nobody was inside that apartment at the time, but as I said, right now they are removing the bus from the apartment and they're making sure that it is structurally sound and safe before letting anybody back inside. Veronica?
Like you said, it's truly a mess out there tonight. All right, Lori, thank you. Well, police are telling us that rental car was stolen from a home on 3rd Avenue. The renter told investigators she went inside her friend's house for about 10 minutes. Then the car was gone. News 9's Lori Davison live right now at 10 in Tampa's Seminole Heights neighborhood, where there are trees down everywhere. Lori, it looks like a mess behind you.
Yeah, it really is a mess, Veronica. We are in one of the hardest hit neighborhoods here in Seminole Heights. You can see it's absolutely pitch black out here. That's because most of the houses in this neighborhood are without power right now. There are trees down everywhere, debris in the roads. Some people say they feel lucky to be alive. Neighbors rushed to the rescue using chainsaws and an axe to cut down trees in Lolly Atkinson's front yard. But the worst of it is in the back. Atkinson says a 300-year-old tree from her neighbor's yard came tumbling down, crashing into her laundry room.
Took the bed sheets off, towels and everything, put it in a hamper. I dragged it right by the living room. I said, let me cook the rice first because I'm hungry. While I'm cooking that, I'll load the laundry later on. And if I would have done that first, that I'll be under that tree with the laundry room.
Cars got crushed too. A towing service had to be called to lift this huge tree off a truck parked at a nearby business.
We were up here working on a swamp cooler, and the winds picked up, started rustling the leaves and the limbs, and we looked and it twisted the whole tree apart and snapped it right over on the truck.
Residents walked their neighborhood checking out the damage. It's hard to miss a tree blocking the entire road on North 15th Street.
I feel very fortunate. Nothing hit my house. It all fell on the road. Obviously took my fence down. I've got a little plant nursery here, Engelberger's Nursery. It's been here for 60 years. And it kind of messed me up inside. I got my work cut out for me.
Crews got busy lifting the limbs off the lines. While back at Atkinson's house, the cleanup continues.
The whole roof is down, windows, everything is down. It's like trees right in front of me, standing right in front of me. I can't close, no doors left, no windows left, nothing. It's just all down.
She says she'll get through it with some help from her neighbors. Atkinson says she isn't even really sure how extensive the damage is, and she does not have homeowners insurance, but her neighbors are saying that they are going to pitch in and help her out. Reporting live in Seminole Heights, Lori Davison, Bay News 9. She is being held right now here in the medical ward at the Falkenberg Road Jail. She was the subject of a frantic manhunt really all day long that started in Lakeland and ended at TIA. Patel is accused of taking her own son's life, and really for most of the day, authorities thought she might try to take her own, but in the end, she was caught, and detectives say she confessed to the crime in graphic detail. 32-year-old Neha Patel is stoic and silent as she's led from a police station at Tampa International Airport to a waiting squad car. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says Patel told authorities she and her 1-year-old son Ishan were home alone on Thursday. She says she hated the baby, and when he crawled towards her, she slapped him, then put him down for a nap. When he woke up, she says she put him in a bathtub half full of water and left him alone for 10 minutes. She came back and the child was unresponsive.
I can't understand how anyone could murder a baby like this. You know, there's not a mama in Polk County that wouldn't have taken this beautiful child.
Sheriff Judd says Patel drove around with Ishan in the back of this minivan. Eventually, she came home, allegedly confessed to her husband, and took off again. She ended up at TIA, where she told authorities she planned to kill herself.
She intended to commit suicide. And we unfortunately have had in the past with people that have used our garages because of their height to commit suicide.
A parking garage worker spotted the van on the 4th floor and alerted airport police.
And it wasn't a knockdown drag out. It was, you needed to get out of the car.
Patel's neighbors say they never noticed any trouble.
Bad things happen, you know. People snap. It's just unfortunate.
Patel told detectives she blamed the baby for her state of mind. Family members say she suffers from postpartum depression, but they had no idea she would try to hurt her child. Patel is being charged with first-degree murder. We're not sure exactly how long she will be in the medical ward here, but at some point she will be transferred to the Polk County Jail, Al.
Lori, okay, so she looked like she was fine to us as she's walking down there, but what's she being treated for? Do we know?
Well, you know, authorities are not saying, but again, the family said that she does suffer from depression. We know she had been taking medication, but they say that she'd been off that medication recently, so that's really as much as we know about her health condition right now.
Yeah, it's the two family.
John Keel loves tending to birdhouses outside his Paradise Island home. But the smell coming from this sewer has him ready to fly away.
I mean, that's not what we came to Florida for and retired for.
For years, residents have been complaining about an unpleasant odor at 2 spots where the mobile home park's wastewater lines tie into the city's system. Park manager Nancy Perry suspects corrosion may be to blame.
It will ferment, and as it ferments, the gases build. The gases move in the opposite direction of the flow, and so it was coming right into the homes.
This sewer pipe sits very close to a row of houses. In fact, you can see they are just a few feet away from where I am standing. Residents say when the smell gets really bad, they can't be outside.
If anybody's been in parks years ago and there were outhouses, that's the smell. And being from the country, I can tell you, it's not cows, it's not horses, it's sewer.
Help is finally trickling in. The city of Largo has agreed to hire an engineering firm to pinpoint the problem and map out a way to fix it.
They've got all kinds of equipment that will be doing odor studies, finding out where this actually is coming from.
Oh, I'd like to see it fixed, absolutely.
In the meantime, Keel says he'll do what he can to avoid the waft from the manholes. Holding his breath, the city will get a handle on the cause of the stench soon. In Largo, Lori Davison, Bay News 9.